Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Karkadash, double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone. Citation you are to teach all truth and sincerity. It's gonna be called Israelite men can have heathen women. Um, so I'm gonna read Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. Because basically, you are of your father's seed, your father's lineage. You're not of your mother's lineage. So, if Israelite man who's a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, uh, if they go and sleep with a, Idumean or Edomite woman, that baby may come out looking like a Edomite, but its seed line goes back to the nation of Israel. Or they may sleep with a East Indian woman. That child may come out dark skin, looking like his East Indian mother, um, which the East Indian people are from the tribe of Elam. They're Elamites. So that child may come out looking like an Elamite, but it goes back to the nation of Israel. Any nation outside of Israel who are heathens, if we end up being with a woman of another nation outside of Israel, all the children that we have with them, that child is an Israelite child, no matter what the mother looks like, because we're scattered amongst all nations, and you know when Jake is amongst other nations, we intermingle with those nations, and we end up having children with the women of those nations, and those children are not going to look like a authentic ancient Israelite, like we did back in the ancient world, where most of us were really dark skinned complected, but had different textures of hair. We had different characteristics that were unique to the tribe we were a part of. Because Israel is about 12 nations in one family. 12 different tribes. We have 12 different characteristics within each tribe. Unique characteristics. But anyway, this is Numbers chapter 1, verse 18 says, they assemble all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. So we declared our pedigrees, our lineages by the house of our fathers. We never declared our lineage and pedigrees by the house of our mothers, because most of the mothers that bear the children of Israel back then were Canaanites, heathen nations mostly. They weren't all Israelites, because the foremothers of Israel, Leah, Rachel, Bilhah, Zilpah, they weren't Israelites. Leah and Rachel were Jacob's cousins, but we have no idea what nation Bilhah and Zilpah were from. We have no knowledge of that yet, but we're gonna soon have knowledge of everything when we get into the kingdom. And certain tribes went and laid down with Canaanite women, like the tribe of Judah, the progenitor Judah. He had children with a Canaanitish woman. You know, um, Joseph, who was in Egypt, he had children. He had Ephraim and Manasseh by an Egyptian woman. He had Ephraim and Manasseh by an Egyptian woman. Joseph. Yahweh in the Hebrew. One of Jacob's children. The eldest of Benjamin. Um, there's many accounts in the scriptures that talk about how Israelite children that were born from heathen women sat on thrones, like King David's grandson, Rehoboam. Rehoboam was his mother was a Ammonitess, so-called Japanese woman. King Solomon's son, Rehoboam. You're not, nobody would tell Rehoboam you're not an Israelite, because Rehoboam would be like, off with your head. How you dare you tell me not an Israelite? But anyway, I'm gonna go to I'm gonna look at Matthew right quick, and if that's not what I want, I'm gonna go to another scripture. This is uh no, this is another scripture I'm gonna get. This is First Chronicles 2 and verse 1. Um Yeah, this is First Chronicles 2 verse 1. It says, these are the sons of Israel: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The sons of Judah: and Onan, and Shelah, which three were born unto him of the daughter of Shua, the Canaanites. So Judah, the progenitor of the tribe of Judah, he slept with a Canaanite woman to get his children, and his last two sons was by Tamar, which I believe Tamar is was also a heathen woman. You know, she wasn't an Israelite woman either, because the only Israelite woman at the time was was their sister Dinah, and Dinah, they weren't gonna sleep with their sister because that's against the holy scriptures, against the law, that we written out. So and the law was spoken orally back then, so they followed the oral law that was given to them from their father on down. So they went and sampled women of the other nations that were virgins, and they had children with those women, and they I'm gonna go to Numbers. I'm gonna go back to Numbers. This is Numbers 12 and verse 1. Uh, and if the Most High had a problem with Israelite men being with heathen women, why did he not rebuke and chastise Moses when he was with the Midianite woman, which he had those two sons by? He had the Midianite woman Zipporah, who he had uh, Gershom and Salaki. I think he. Let me see. Um, Zipporah. Yeah, he had two sons by her. Uh, if I can get it right quick. Uh, yeah, he had Gershom and he had another one. I think it's like uh, let me go. uh yeah, this is the part, I believe it's like chapter 4. Uh uh cuz I know there's like another one, but I know she had through two sons by the man Joseph. I mean Moses. She had two sons with Moses. Gershom is one, and was I forgot what Gershom means, but it means something uh that had to do with being afflicted. Oh yeah, right here. Gershom means he was in a strange land, and okay, this is the scripture I wanted. Salaki. This is Exodus 18 and verse 3. And her two sons, which the name of the one was Gershom, for he said, I have been an alien in a strange land. And the name of the other was Eliezer, for the the God of my father said he was my help. So Eleazar, or Salaki, it may be Eleazar, and delivered me from the sword of the Pharaoh. So he had two sons, Gershom and Eli, Eli, Salaki, Eleazar, Eleazar, with Zipporah. And I'm gonna go back to the Numbers, Numbers 12 and verse 1. So if the Most High had a problem with with the Israelite man having a heathen woman, why did he chastise Moses? Um, when he had two heathen women, not two Israelites, he had two heathen women. One was Zipporah, who was a Midianite woman, and the other one is this Ethiopian woman. This is uh Numbers chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. The Most High chastised Miriam and Aaron for speaking against their brother Moses, because Moses was raised up above his siblings to lead Israel out of Egypt, as the Most High's um, you know, prophet, and leader. He ordained him to do this mighty work. And read verse 2, and they said, have the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses, and have he not spoken also by us? And Yahweh heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, and came ye the three unto the tabernacle of the congregation, and they three came out. And Yahweh did Slaki, and Yahweh came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. So the Most High said, Moses, there be a prophet among you. I spoke unto him, uh, because he spoke to Moses face to face. You know, they had no right to speak against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman. If the Most High had a problem with, he would have chastised Moses to his face. Been like, Moses, you ain't supposed to be with the Ethiopian woman, but the Most High didn't do that. He didn't chastise Moses. So Miriam and Aaron had no right. And Miriam got the worst judgment. She got put out the camp for a week for her for even her, because she's a woman. She shouldn't be speaking against Moses at all. Aaron, also too. But Miriam got it the worst because she should never um say anything at all, and Aaron, got in trouble also. But you know, basically, anyway, the point is, I'm gonna keep reading. It says, my servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all my house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently not in dark speeches. The similitude of Yahweh shall he behold. Where there Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? So they weren't even afraid to speak against um, the servant of the Lord Moses, because they had no right. Not even Aaron nor Miriam, because because there was nothing wrong for Moses to have another wife, especially a heathen wife. Who's a concubine. He had two concubines who one bared him children, and there was no nothing in the scripture said that the Ethiopian woman bared him any children. But you know the point is, there's nothing wrong with having a heathen woman, as an Israelite man, because all they is concubine. If you don't want to be with them, you can also leave them. It's different if you deal with an Israelite woman. You can't, once you lay down with an Israelite woman, you married her, you can't leave her. It's different rules when it comes to the heathen women. You know, um, go to um, First Kings 14, um, crap, First Kings 14:21. It says, and Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, reigned in Judah, and Rehoboam was 40 and 1 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, in the city which Yahweh did choose out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. And his mother's name was Naamah, an Ammonitess, which was a Japanese woman. So if Rehoboam was around here today, But he could be around here spiritually because we all have been reincarnated back into the flesh. If Rehoboam physically was back here in that flesh, came in that mighty form that he had back then during this time, he would cut your head off if any of you people said that he wasn't an Israelite, because his tribe is the tribe of Judah. He goes back. He's King David's grandson, and he's the son of King Solomon, and his mother was a Japanese woman, and he's an Israelite. So and he's not a mamzer. I hate when these other Israelite uh, camps be calling children that come from Israelite man and a heathen woman. They call them mixed kids or mamzers, which that's not true. You're of the seed of your father. Um, the last scripture is Genesis 41 and 45. Um, it says this is Genesis 41:45, and Pharaoh called Joseph's name um, Zephaniah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. So, Joseph was given a Egyptian woman to bear his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, you know, and they were Israelites, because Ephraim, the tribe of Ephraim is the head tribe of all of the northern kingdom, and the tribe of Judah is the head tribe of the southern kingdom, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna say all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashin Yahshua Bashin Kakadash, double honors to the elder apostle great millstone. So I teach you, I can teach all truth, sincerity, and shalom.